Modern AI can feel pretty capable. It can write things, it can speak, it can even help us manage our work. So it's really natural to start asking,
So, what actually powers today's AI systems? Well, in this explainer, we're just going to take a calm look at that. We'll see how the key parts work together and, just as importantly, where its limits are. Really, the goal here is to give you a simple, high-level picture of how these systems are put together.
All right, let's start with the system, which is really the core idea here. If there's one single concept to take away about modern AI, it's this. It's a system.
So, what do we mean by an AI system? Well, it's a combination of different, specialized capabilities all working together to get complex tasks done. You see, modern AI isn't one single thing. It's actually made up of multiple parts that cooperate. Each part or capability has its own specific job. Some are designed just to understand language. Others are built specifically to generate new content. And then there are others that decide what action to take next.
The real power, then, is in the combination. It doesn't come from any single part on its own. It really comes from how these different pieces are combined and work together. That's the core idea we're exploring.
Okay, so let's look at how the system works. How does this system, work? At a pretty high level, most modern AI systems follow a simple logical flow. Step 1 is all about understanding the input. This is where the system gets a request. It could be some text you type, maybe something you said, or some other kind of data. And its first job is just to figure out what's being asked.
after that, we move to step 2, reasoning and planning. Here, the system takes that initial request and tries to figure out, what's the real meaning behind it. And based on that understanding, it decides on the best way to respond, or what action it needs to take.
Step 3 is generation. Once the system has a plan, it moves on to actually creating something new. This is the part that might write text for you, or create a summary of a long document, or maybe just offer a simple suggestion.
And then, for some systems, there's a fourth step, action or coordination. This is where the system can actually trigger an external process or connect with other workflows. It's the point where the AI moves from just creating content to actually getting something done.
And finally, step 5 is feedback and adjustment. The system can look at the outcome of its action and use that information to adjust what it does next. Now, it's important to remember, not every system uses all 5 of these steps, but most modern systems combine at least several of them to get their work done.
Okay, I know these steps can feel a little abstract. So to make it clear, let's walk through a simple, everyday example.
Let's think about a customer support AI. So a customer sends a message. That's the input. The AI then reads it and identifies the core issue. That's the reasoning part. Next, it writes a helpful reply, which is generation. And finally, it might take an action, like automatically updating the support ticket in a separate system.
You see how that works? It's a perfect illustration of the main idea. We had different capabilities all working together as a system. No one single part did everything. It was the combination that solved the problem.
So, when we think about AI this way, as a system, it really helps us see both its benefits and its very clear limitations.
Let's look at both sides. For the benefits, this kind of layered setup makes the AI flexible. You can mix and match different capabilities to solve different problems. It also helps make these systems scalable. But there are definite limitations. If just one part of the system is a weak link, say it's not very good at understanding the initial request, then the whole system is going to struggle. And these systems are highly dependent on context. If you don't give them clear input, even the most advanced AI will have a hard time.
To make sure we have a really clear picture, it's also helpful to talk about what this system is not.
First, it does not think like a human. This system-based approach doesn't mean the AI is thinking or is self-aware. It doesn't understand meaning in the same way that people do.
And second, this is really important. It is not a single magic engine. This brings us right back to that core idea we started with. Modern AI is a combination of specialized parts. If we get that wrong, it's easy to overestimate what these systems are actually capable of.
So, if we were to boil this all down to one sentence, it would be this. Modern AI systems are powered by multiple specialized capabilities working together, not by a single intelligent engine. As we wrap up, it's good to remember that this was a Foreview. As AI keeps evolving, the connections between all these different parts will probably get smoother and more seamless, but the basic idea of a system, that will likely remain. It will still rely on these same core building blocks. And understanding that really helps us see where AI fits, and just as importantly, where it doesn't. I hope this calm overview was helpful.